Good morning, this is Zachary from Zachary Sweeps. The plan of action today is enjoy my coffee first. Always goes down a long way, but today we're going to put a new rope around the side here and a new rope around the side here. Also going to rub all that crap off and respray the pipe. It's got a bit of a leak just down the side here. As you can see, my finger going in there. So like just do my finger. Look, go in there. So I'm going to seal it all round here. Once I've lined up now. You see that hole? So we're going to make it all look nice and everything. Blast, give it a bit of a blast on the top. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but going to make it look a lot nicer than what it did before. Look, all peeling away. That's the problem. Sometimes if it's not heat resistant paint and it's not put on properly, it really needs a primer. And so we'll get that all sorted, looking good for the customer. Brush it all off, and then we shall see. So that is part one of the job, and we shall see what it looks like afterwards. Well, halfway through, because I'm respraying the whole pipe. It's always a good idea. Okay, I need to put a wire brush, as you can see. Just give it a good rub down. Here, sometimes the soot coming down. Always think it's better to use one of these. On there, all on the rusty bits. As you know, with me, I don't really like to put too much fire cement on the edges. Around there, just enough that it works. But yeah, just break it up a bit just to give it a nice bit of a grip for the spray to go on. That's what we do, and then just rub off. Look, there's a little rust coming down because this is in an ingle nook. You can see where that hole is, and probably where you can see it. There's all water coming down the side. You can see. Obviously at some point I need to get up on the roof and have a look at it. It's got a Kentish cowl on there. If you're not familiar what a Kentish cowl looks like, it's basically the old-fashioned way, where obviously this being an ingle nook fireplace with bread ovens, stuff like that. You can see the register plate all the way out the top here. You can imagine in the old days that we're actually in a farmhouse today. I mean, these cast on back plates, I mean, some of them are like, they can be 500-600 years old. It's amazing. And this is what I always say to people, like with woods, originally there would have been a big wood fire here, great big ash bed, no grate whatsoever. They didn't even have them made in the days when they built this farm. And they used the back plates to protect. They used to reflect the heat, and then they have things connected going across, so they could put the water on there to heat the water up. They have these little ovens at the side. There's probably was a couple of more, and that would like be able to do the slow cooking, and you know, put your pig on there and everything. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. That's really big. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is just brush it all down, get rid of the rust a bit. I want to re-seal around there so it looks nice, and as I said, put some new rope on there. So hopefully it'll be looking all nice, but I think that requires my attention first. So I'm going to go over to that first, get that properly sorted out. I think that will definitely be the right way forward. We don't want to drink it cold. Just one other thing I was going to say is, like, when it starts to rust up, you just pick it off like that. There's no point trying to respray it. It will just get something sharp. I'll have a look in my special little box for these sort of work. I do a lot of servicing and stuff like that, but great prices. But yeah, just pick it. Get a screwdriver in a minute and just pick it off. You don't want to spray over any of this sort of stuff. Just thin cast iron, and then you get the brush. You just do that. Brush it off. Don't be frightened of it. So I'm going to make a hole in it. As you can see, look at the difference. See? It looks like it was never on there in the first place. Because what happens when they do get rusty, they seem to get rid of the first layer lifts because the water gets underneath it. So it's absolutely pointless trying to spray over the top of it. Just remove it. I think I've had someone speaking about one of my videos that's saying they had a bit of rust on the top of their pipe. See that? See how that's just come off like that? Just get rid of it. And just do that. Because then it will look, when it's finished, because you can see on this side, it's fine. Nice spray on that. And you can obviously now the hole's been made bigger because once I was doing it, as you can see, it was getting looser. Sorry about that, just fell my hand. And as you can see, it's got a bit looser there. So we're going to put some flux in there, and the top of that, seal it all up. But as I say, you can tell where it's all coming from. Just straight off. What we're looking to do is make it like that after it's finished, so when the customer sees it afterwards. But yeah, just anything that, even if it's not 100% loose, get it off, because it will come off and it won't make a hole in it. If this was you, look, here how tight that is. So just brush it off, don't be frightened of it. You've got a big rust spot. Brush it off. You can actually see where it was now, can't you? And there's another piece there. I think we'll leave that. That seems to be. I don't think that's going to come off. This bit is here. I mean, obviously, if it's been done like 100 times, and you can more or less feel how thick it is. So then obviously you don't want to be doing it too hard, you want to be looking at other alternatives. But if it's a little bit of rust up on there, this is the best way of doing it. Once you spray it with a heat resistant paint, which is what we're going to do. But this coffee needs my attention again. Just removed the gasket, as you can see is well gone. So we're going to replace that next as well. But with this one, the pin's gone on the bottom here, and as you can see, it's moving about a bit. It's still in place, but the top one here is all rusty. So I'm not even going to chance it. Normally, what I do is I lift them off and then put them into position. But I'm not even going to chance it with this one. It's just not worth it. Leave it as it is. Put the glue on, but what you do is make sure you've no dust when you take the gasket off. Take all the dust away, because obviously if there's dust on it, and then what I'll do is I'll glue that all on. But what I'll do is I'll put the glue on in a minute. I'm going to concentrate on this bit, and obviously that, and the plan will be I'll put the glue on here in a minute after I've got rid of the dust. Normally what I would do is, because you can see there's pins on this, but because it's an old wood burner, it's best just to leave it, and then once you put it on, shut the doors, let's say to the customer, leave it for 24 hours. Make sure you don't put any rope on the glue, obviously, otherwise they'll open the door and then it will just stick onto this bit. So that's what I'm going to do. The other thing I'll say, you can always, when you're doing this, maybe get a screwdriver. You can always tell. You hear the difference? Instead of doing it there, you can always hear the difference. More crispy. Get it off. I know so many people who just dodge it and just brush it down a little bit, and then, but it's not worth it, because at the end of the day, this job's about repeat custom. It's not about making your buck and then going. It's about, I've been coming to this house for years, and that's what it's all about. There's a few holes. No, in fact, that's not a hole, it's just a dark spot. But as I said, you always know when you're screwing it. It'll make like a crispier noise, and you know you're there. Let's go mad. Digging into the inside, as you can see. Look at that. Alright, now we're going to do the next bit. Just thought I'd do the next part of this video. Basically what I've done is I've put the fire cement in. If you ever use fire cement, what you'll probably find, it's kind of ironic, got Holmes under the hammer in the background. I'm doing these tips. Fire cement's always sticky and it's a nightmare. You put it on and then you peel it around, push it into the position, and then it sticks to your gloves. Even if you're wearing surgical gloves like this, it always sticks to them. So what I tend to do is a bit of spit. Just put a bit of spit in your palm of your hand, and then put the fire cement in there. Or you can have a little bit of a cup of water, dip it in there, and you'll be amazed that it will spread onto there, and there'll be no problems. What I've done here is that because there was a strap band there, I want to try and get rid of the grooves, so that when I spray it, you won't see where the strap band was. As you know with me, I don't put too much fire cement on into places because I put the minimum amount of possible, but obviously being as safe as possible at the same time. And the reason being is, as you know, the metal, the pipe will expand, cast iron will expand a little bit, and then obviously it will just crumble away. So you'd be coming back every year putting the same bit on over and over again. And I go to so many jobs that where the fitters have put the pipe, where they've installed a new appliance, and then basically the fire cement always cracks because they put too much in there. I've got sort of videos of how to seal those pipes properly. It's not rocket science. You don't have to have an engineering degree to work it out. Obviously if you put it at level, but where I've put it on here, because there's a strap band there, I've just pushed it in there just like that, and I'm going to go over it again in a minute. But what I want to do is, because of that area on the left hand side, that is where the hole is. So obviously I've had to put more on there. Unfortunately I haven't been able to get to it in time to sort it out. When I start sweeping this, it used to all move, all this, so it's the only thing that I can do with it. I'm going to put a little bit more cement there, just tidy it up a little bit. But what we'll do is I'll let it dry for a little bit. It's always a good idea just to let it dry for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And then once you do that, then you can spread it a bit more and it doesn't stick to your fingers, because fire cement is a nightmare for sticking to your fingers. So remember, either put a bit of spit on your palm of your hand when you're getting it, or have a little cup of water and try it, and you'll be amazed the difference that it makes. Right, then now what I'm going to do, because obviously there's a bigger hole on the left hand side than there is on the right, and as I was pointing out, fire cement is very tacky. So like what I want to try and do is shape that up so it's not going to look perfect, but at least what I can do with it is I can make it look as blended in as much as possible once it's all sprayed up on the top and everything. Now I'm going to go and do the actual ropes on the side. Obviously keeping the dust away is ideal. So what I'm going to do is just going to go over them with a bit of a brush, make sure there's no dust in there, because as you know, glue won't stick on the dust. So just give that a bit of a brush, and then put the glue in, leave the glue to dry for about 5-10 minutes, and then basically then put it on, and then we'll go from there. Right, basically what I've just done is I've put the glue in. As you can see, what you want to do, as I said, just leave it for about 5 minutes, let it get into position, and then obviously watch for any overspill. So I've got the rope that I need to put it on, which is here. I've already got some cut somewhere, so, and then I'll stick that on there, and then see what it looks like. Right, I've put the rope in, as you can see. As I said about the pins, one of them's coming away, so it's not sitting in properly. I don't want to take a chance of taking the others out while we haven't got any pins to put in position. So what my plan is to make sure that it sits in properly as it should do, and then what we'll do is we'll close the other door like that, and as you can see, it's got see what's going on here. As you can see, that's the actual hook that hooks it into position, and it moves backwards and forwards. So put that on there like that, go around into the position that it's got to go in, and then there you go. and as you can see, that bit there is staying in shape, but as you can see, they've rusted. So I don't want to remove the pins there, because if I remove the pins there, that especially that one, it might break, and then obviously the customer can't use it. So what we'll do is we'll get some pins ordered, and then we'll come back and we'll put the pins in another time, and then at least we'll know that they'll be fine. But we have to be careful as well, because sometimes they rust into position and they might need drilling out. So I'll make sure that I bring one of my DeWalt drills with me next time. But at the moment it's looking good, because that's about the second or third time I've done that. So basically the reason why I keep closing it is obviously to keep the pressure on the rope against the door, which will stick it into position, and also check and make sure I haven't got any glue actually on the other side of the rope, so if the customer opens it tomorrow, that they won't end up with the rope staying on the door. So not on the door, on the actual wood burner itself. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And then obviously I've got to spray all up here, but as I said, I'm leaving that at the moment to sort of, as you can see, it's all being rubbed down, ready to be sprayed. I've got all my sprays just down here, and then that'll be the next thing. Just want to concentrate on the door for a little bit longer. Right, hi, job's done. The glue on the doors is perfect. As I said, we'll get that pin sorted out at some point, but for the time being, I'll just try and close it up. As you know, with these type of hooks, push it down like that, push it in, go around the other way, should I say, twist it, and there you go. And what you want to do is you want to keep that closed for 24 hours. As you can see, all the shiny bits all the way up there just needs drying out now. As you can see, I've done a couple of coats there, so it looks a bit, when it dries out, it's be a matte black finish. Done the top of the appliance, so it looks so much better than it did before. I'll give it a wipe with my cloth in a bit, but obviously with the spray, be careful. But that's what it looks like. It's all done, all excellent. Glad you like it, sir. And look how old this ink on is. Amazing, 1892. Fantastic. So yeah, very good. I've gone through 3 cans to do this pipe, but that'll all dry out, and then that'll be fine. What I've done is I've gone over it a couple of times, obviously to try and get the thickness back up, but so it's still a bit shiny there. But as you can see at the top and everything, that's where it's going to look like when it's all finished, all nice matte black. It just needs a wipe round with a cloth. Obviously you can go crazy with these, but that's it, it's all done. What I'll say to the customers, the first time they light this, obviously it's going to have some fumes coming on. Always use a newspaper when you're spraying, especially when you've got a nice pink sofa chair like that next to it. Always put a bit of paper on the side there so I don't get it anywhere else, and they'll always go right the way round. You know, there's no point not. You know, you want to do a good job and everything. As you can see, it's starting to dry off nicely now, so jobs are good. That's it from Zachary Sweeps. Hope you have a lovely afternoon. The sun is shining. Off to my next job.